What's even happening? What's even happening? I don't know. What's even happening, bro? What's happening? That's my question to you. What's going on with you? Where have you been? Man, I've been just like hanging out at my house, like doing stuff, checking Discord and shit, just like wondering and if anybody was going to reach out or anything. Nothing. So whatever, dude. Whatever. But I'm back. I don't even know why or how or what's even going on. There are things that happen on YouTube, and generally we've experienced them, maybe or maybe not, but for whatever reason, we're still here. I don't have an explanation for it. So, I'm going to be on my best behavior. My best behavior. You're going to be on your best behavior, man. Because seriously, I don't know what's happening. I literally don't know. So, cool. Welcome back. Welcome back. We keep trying to do this. I think the last time that I saw you guys, we were talking about some asshole who did some bad shit or whatever that sucked ass. Yeah, that's like probably the best way of describing him. And yeah, apparently they didn't like that, so we just had to deal with some shit. So we're back from outer space. Sometimes these siestas make you wonder. You're like, what the hell have I been doing? I don't know. I haven't been doing shit. I've just been working. What the hell have you been doing? Huh? Nothing. I've just been, hanging out, cleaning up some stuff, figuring out some moves. Cleaning my guns, building a new gun, just some like regular man shit. Just some everyday regular man shit. And that's basically it. And as I see, every day seems to be an inflationing that is happening of epic proportions. Yes, an inflationing. There just seems to be inflated viewpoints and abject travesties happening to people here and across the land of the United States of America. Yeah. But are we all so divided that we can't just come together and do the simple things that would need to happen in order to make life great again for all of us wonderful people in the Republic. Yeah, that sounds nice, doesn't it? Yes, it does. I mean, today, I don't know, man. The big news, the topic of the video is somebody talking about some Inflation Reduction Act, which I look, that sounds great, actually. Just like face value, you told me that there was an act. We have the Inflation Reduction Act, and if you're against it, you're for inflation. I would be all like, fuck, man, now I gotta vote for that shit. But you know what? There was some voting happening apparently out there in the Senate, and I figured that this was an interesting topic of choice because one side says that this is going to increase the thing that it says it's going to decrease. Well, increase it in the beginning and then maybe decrease it later on, but it seems pretty contentious, dudes. It seems pretty contentious, but if it passes Senate, it's heading over to Joe Biden's desk, and this is what I keep seeing right here.
The yeas are 50, the nays are 50. The Senate being equally divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative, and the bill, as amended, is passed.
We did it! Yay! 50-50 split vote! Look at all listen to all that cheering, dude. Yay! We fucked everybody! We screwed America! Yeah! Come on, Papa China! Sorry. I guess it's good. I mean, all those people that are saying yay, those must be all the Democrats because there's 50 nays on the vote right there. That means that pretty much every Republican voted no. So literally it was up to Kamala Harris to make the tiebreaker. Well, I guess who saw that one coming? Not me. I didn't see that shit coming. I can honestly say that I wasn't even paying attention. I mean, fuck. What the fuck do I care, bro? I went and looked over at the Google News because, easiest place to go find all the news articles, CBS, CNN, NPR, The Hill, all of the very reputable sources of journalism in the United States of America. Not the fake news now. Okay, if I can't go to Google News and then get labeled as misinformation, you can suck my pee-pee. Anyways. Yes, the Senate has passed a sweeping climate, health, and tax bill, delivering a big W for Mr. Biden. Are you guys happy? Biden finally got a win. I mean, after a metric fuck ton of losses, at least perceived losses, in my opinion, I could say that, I guess technically we could give them a win on this one. I mean, technically they did get something passed. That's a win for them. Trump didn't finish the border wall and shit. He only had 4 years. He could build a fucking border wall in 4 years. Not me. Definitely not you. But you could see that, yeah, something big's happening. And a lot of people are upset about this bill because apparently, as Daniel McCoy in the chat is coming in, the IRS is coming after you, which is part of the bill seemingly gives the IRS a shitload of money to, double its staff so they could go, harass you, me, your grandma, about their taxes or whatever, which really kind of sucks because, you'd think that they'd be going over big business and shit like that. But right now, every big media outlet is up in arms, loving this shit right now. Look at NBC. Wait, I thought they had a little video clip to play, but never mind.
Again,
here's from Reuters
time is now
on YouTube.
To move forward with a big, bold package for the American people.
$430 billion for
and again,
climate change,
this historic bill will reduce inflation.
Historic bill Yes, this historic bill will reduce inflation,
lower costs,
fight
climate change.
It's
time.
Yeah, fuck you, climate change. It's getting fucking hot, man. I hate running my air conditioner all the fucking time, bro. What? You don't got an air conditioner? Shit, I guess a little bit of my brown-white privilege is showing.
Nation forward. Senate Democrats began this majority by promising to tackle the biggest challenges facing our country. The Inflation Reduction Act will make good on that promise and serve as the capstone to one of the most productive stretches the Senate has seen in a very long time.
Wow. He's really, giving himself the old one-handy right there on that particular situation. But, here's the one-page summary from the Democrats, and this is from Senate.gov. So this is Democrats.Senate.gov. So this is their information, the Democrats' information on the bill. I figured you'd want to take a look at it. Summary of the Inflation Reduction Act of 2020. The Inflation Reduction Act of 2020 will make a historic down payment on the deficit to fight inflation, invest in domestic energy protection and manufacturing, and reduce carbon emissions by roughly 40% by 2030. 2030? That's not that long away, man. That's like 8 years from now or some shit like that? What the fuck, dude? What are they planning on getting? Biden 3 terms or some shit? Damn. The bill will also finally allow Medicare to negotiate for prescription drug prices and expanded Affordable Care Act program for 3 years till 2025. You mean the Affordable Care Act that makes me pay $560 a month for health insurance that has like a fucking $5,000 deductible or some shit like that? You mean that Affordable Care Act feels real fucking affordable, man. Seems like a real affordable way of keeping myself alive and shit that I had to pay for because of the government. Fuck you. Sorry. Anyways, the proposal for 2022's budget reconciliation will invest approximately $300 billion in deficit reduction, $369 billion in energy security, climate change programs over the next 10 years. Holy shitballs. $396 billion is what they're saying. That's a lot of fucking cheese, man. And it's got the 369. Where my Nikola Tesla fans at, huh? Anyways, are they trying to use neuro-linguistic programming to fucking attack your medulla oblongata? I don't know, but I'm weird, so I noticed that. Additionally, the agreement calls for a comprehensive permitting of the reform legislation to be passed before the end of the fiscal year. Permitting reform is essential to unlocking the domestic energy and transmission projects, which will lower the cost for consumers and help us meet our long-term emissions goals. Yes, because emissions are bad. Yes, emissions are bad. And even though, the United States and a lot of our partners are going green, that just seems to make China think that it's going to be able to crank up hundreds more coal plants and nuclear power plants to, power their needs. And they're just kind of like, well, you guys use less, we use more. Fuck you guys. China #1! Fuck. Wow. Top line investments, 15% corporate tax minimum, prescription tax, drug pricing reform, IRS tax enforcement, $124 billion. $124 billion. Holy shitballs, dude. Agenda 2030? What? Somebody put Agenda 2030 in the chat. What is that? Agenda 2030. I'm just Googling it. What is this? A UN Agenda 2030 Sustainable Development Goals. Wow, this sounds really great. Deny. Sounds really great, guys. But why wouldn't you want this? Why wouldn't you want depopulation? What? Our 2030 agenda goals viable? Depopulation agenda? Pop.org? 17 goals for sustainability by 2030, transforming our world through the 2030 agenda of sustainable blah, 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 blah. Oh, that one actually is from the UN. Oh, yeah, see, that's the United Nations right there. Yes. Let us transform the world so we can all live under one flag and one banner and go to space and stuff. Yeah, we gotta protect the planet, bros. We gotta protect the planet, man. We got nuclear bombs and shit. But yeah, some people say it's got something to do with this Agenda 2030 plan. I mean, that seems obvious or whatever because, you know, like everybody else, you know, from the big countries wants to do this shit. I don't necessarily agree with it at all, but you know what? They could do whatever they want. Fuck the police. I get it. I see. So, I mean, they're passing the bill, so you know old Biden or Rooney is going to be putting that one through here pretty quickly. He's going to be signing that one the second it hits his desk. Although, is he around? Last time I heard, this dude had coronavirus, and then he didn't have coronavirus, and then he tested again, he got it, and then he didn't have it, and then he had it. So we don't even know if he's around or whatever. I'm not sure, you know, what the deal is with that. You know, I've seen some pretty interesting conspiracy theories over the last couple of weeks about clones, brothers, and a whole host of other shit that was really funny, but not exactly, you know, normal. But, you know, he's like super vaxxed and he's got all like the same shit that Donald Trump had, so I'm sure he's gonna survive. I'm sure he's gonna fucking survive. But yes, tax reforms. 15% minimum tax for corporations making $1 billion or more in income, bringing in more than $300 billion in revenue. Damn. So basically, there's still like a tax legal loophole for really big companies and countries and shit like that. Oh, that's real cool, man. That sounds like it's really going to be good. Oh, lowering the cost of prescription drugs. Isn't that what like Donald Trump was trying to do? And then when Biden came into office, he took that shit off the table just so that he could come back with his own shit or whatever. Because this is going to be better. His is going to be better. Mine's going to be better, guys. It's going to be better. Everything that I do is better because I'm Joe Biden. Look at me. I got the aviator sunglasses. I drive a Corvette. I may or may not touch children. Get on with your life. Get on with it. What could the Inflation Reduction Act mean for you? Yes, the Inflation Reduction Act might actually help you. Damn, Fox, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you guys yelling at me like that? What could it do for me? I don't know. Sounds like it doesn't do anything for me but make shit more expensive. But I'm a dumbass, so you can't really call me on that shit, okay? You know? Whatever, dude. Whatever. Joe Manchin says the Inflation Reduction Act is the product of years of bipartisan conversations about the most impactful ways to produce more energy domestically, bring down energy and healthcare costs, and pay down all debt. The IRA achieves this without raising taxes. Despite this, my Republican friends have made it clear they are completely unwilling to support the bill under any condition. None of their amendments would change that. For this reason, I'll vote to protect the integrity of the IRA regardless of the substance of their fake amendments. Cicadas for taint sniffers. Yeah, I guess that's true. I've sniffed a taint or two in my life. You know, sometimes you got to. You're down there, you know, you're eating it, and, you know, it's there, you know. Take a big whiff. Well, I'm just trying to be real with you. You're just going to sit here and lie to you about that shit? No! But, you know, the other ones, they're definitely into that shit. They're just, like, the worst of the worst. Woo! Goddamn, son. So, Joe Manchin's like, fuck y'all. Y'all are bitches. I mean, everybody's trying to explain to me what this is. This is from the CRFB.org, or the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget. And this is their thoughts on the Inflation Act. I mean, it says here, the Congressional Budget Office just released the score of the Inflation Reduction Act, the IRA of 2020. The legislation will use fiscal year 2020 reconciliation instructions to raise revenue, lower prescription drug costs, and fund new energy, climate, and healthcare provisions, and reduce budget deficits. Based on the CBO score, the legislation would reduce deficits by $305 billion through 2031, including $100 billion of net scorable savings and another $200 billion of gross revenue from stronger tax compliance. Very interesting. Because of the description, drug savings would be larger than any new spending. CBO finds the legislation would modestly reduce net spending by almost $15 billion through 2031, including by another $40 billion in 2031. Once phased in, the plan would also strictly cut net taxes by about $2 billion per year, with the expanded energy and climate tax credits roughly matching the size of the new tax increases of the legislation, and nearly $300 billion of net revenue over a decade, most improved from tax compliance and spillover effects of higher wages as a result of the lower healthcare premiums, neither of which are tax increases, along with an early revenue collection as corporations shift from the timing of certain payments. Overall, CBO estimates the legislation includes $790 billion of offsets to fund the roughly $485 billion in new spending and tax breaks. Oh, wow. Unlike prior versions of the reconciliation bill, the House passed the Build Back Better bill. This legislation would reduce deficits along with other elements of the bill. Very interesting. Do you see how they're selling it to you, or how they're explaining it? So yeah, we spend $480 billion, but like over the next couple of years, that $480 billion somehow magically becomes $790 billion. But, you know, it is what it is. We're investing early and getting it done now so that later, you know, things will be okay, which seems to make a lot of sense. I mean, there seems to be a lot of negatives over here. Like, yeah, dude, see, this is costing us negative $161 billion. This is costing us negative $40 billion. You see how they're doing it? You see how they're pulling this together? See, like, this is going to cost money right here. Like, we're going to have to spend some money. So, but, like, the total savings and revenue is going to be super big based on, you know, our math structure here. This is from the Committee on Responsible Federal Budget. So, you know, they're basically saying that it's going to be a negative 155 billions. So that package right there is supposed to do a whole lot of good for a whole lot of people. Right? But why were all those Republicans against it? Is there something wrong with this situation here? Are there just too many people that have been through these types of things to realize that this is really starting to look like a Bitcoin rug pull type situation? Well, not Bitcoin, because you can't rug pull on Bitcoin, but, you know, this is definitely looking like an Ethereum rug pull type situation, if you know what I mean. Looking like, yeah, dude, we're only going to be spending this much, and we've earmarked it, but we haven't actually done any of our mathematics to show that, you know, or maybe we did do the mathematics to show that, oh, well, you know, it's the inflation. What about the inflation, right? Everything costs more expensive. You think you're only going to spend this much money, but then you end up spending 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15 times that. Yeah, I don't know, man. To me, it seems like we're spending a lot more of taxpayer money out there, and all the Democrats seem to think this is a good thing. So being a Republican, I'm like, fuck that. You guys suck. Whatever, I like it. It seems like a bad fucking deal all around. And, you know, fine, just print the money. Print the money from wherever. I don't know where you come from it. Dude, look at this.
The Inflation Reduction Act passes in the Senate with a 51-50 majority. Kamala Harris was the tie-breaking vote because, of course, all 50 Senate Republicans voted against it. And 43 of those Republicans voted to remove a measure.
Insulin being capped at $35 for every American. Hey, wasn't there already something on the books that Joe Biden had removed off of the books for that, and then, you know, is trying to reintroduce it? Dude, TikTok videos, though.
In the bill that would have capped insulin costs at $35 a month. You know, the party that claims it's pro-life, taking away the drug that actually gives life to people. Seems...
Yeah, I'm so smart. So smart. I'm a smarty. I'm a smarter. I mean, dude, the final Senate vote, some Democrats even voted along the party lines, and this still didn't happen. And obviously, Kamala Harris doesn't have, a very good bone of moral in her body, so she obviously just went with the Democrats because she wanted to get it done. But what does it say? If you support the Biden plan, you indicate support for Biden and the Democrats' new economic plan. If elected or a candidate supported this plan, what would you best describe them as? They're fighting for the working people instead of the wealthy and powerful. If support Biden plan, you and candidate, dude, what the fuck? Very, very weak, dudes. So, what are we going to do, guys? It sounds like there's going to be a hell of a lot more spending that are going forward, and they're telling us right up in front of our faces that, this is basically it. This is the thing that is going to be happening, and, well, there's not too much that you, me, or anyone else is going to be able to do about it, but I think everybody's the most afraid of the IRS agency getting all of that ammo. You would think that over the last 2 years of the pandemic, they would have, understood that Americans were having issues, but apparently Uncle Sam still wants to make sure that they're getting their money. So obviously Joe Biden was the one that was going to put that one forward because, I don't know about you, but during the pandemic, I was hearing a lot of really interesting takes from a lot of interesting people about what they were going to do with their taxes and how they were going to file them or not file them. So I'd have to say that that's quite a interesting, weird situation that they've decided to put through for most of us. Yeah, it's a little weird, honestly. It's not good. I don't think it's good. Because who are they going to be targeting with that? Are they going to be targeting the rich and powerful people? They're going to be targeting the middle class and the lower class, obviously, because they're going to make sure that they're going to be having to scrounge up all these pennies. So they're saying that they're going to reduce inflation, and they're hiring a bunch of tax agents and making sure that they drop prices on drugs. But you got to remember that them dropping the price on drugs is an opportunity type cost. It's not an actual real thing. They're not making the drug any cheaper. They're not making it any cheaper to produce. They're just locking the price at what the company could sell it for, which is fairly interesting if you really think about it, because I go look every now and again when I'm at Walgreens or CVS, I'll look at the COVID tests and I'll see that there's the Abbott Labs Binax COVID tests, and those fuckers are like $30 fucking. And then there's this other company, can't even remember what it is, but it's a little white box or whatever. And those COVID tests are like $11. And it's kind of funny because, $11 for some COVID tests seems like it'd be a lot, right? But, everybody needed those to live. Same thing with insulin. Oh, it's only going to cost you $35 for the insulin that you need, but what type of insulin are we talking about? Is it just like the basic insulin? Because, there's multiple different types of insulin for multiple different types of diabetic people. Are all of those going to be covered, or is it just going to be that only one type? Medical is really funky like that. Companies will make new foundations and drugs just so that they can get around these price things because they love being able to charge exorbitant prices for their life-saving medicine. So, I guess is it supposed to be a win for the American people? Yeah, it's supposed to be a win for the American people, but more or less it sounds like Joe Biden just said that he was going to put together the biggest tax slavery enforcement bureau the world has ever seen, because that's basically what the IRS is. It's tax slavery enforcement, as our friend CV in the chat has been saying, is that they hire these individuals to make sure that you're paying the taxes for the government, because remember, the government doesn't work. Nancy Pelosi and all them people don't get their cheese unless you pay your taxes. And if the taxes don't get paid, then the bills don't get paid for, and the lights don't turn off, and everything shuts down and goes off. But it's like a slap in the face. They're saying, yeah, we're going to reduce inflation by increasing IRS tax enforcement, and a whole host of other things, which doesn't even cover the climate change stuff, because they're putting all kinds of money into the climate change crisis that we're all looking into, and we've all been surviving. They're telling us, oh yeah, we're going into another heat wave. There's heat waves everywhere. It's the hottest that it's ever been. The planet is, going bad, blah, blah, blah. Like, this is what we've been hearing about, and they keep trying to tell us it's the most important thing, but China is just building more coal and nuclear power plants because they don't give a fuck about it. They don't seem to be worried about the world ending whatsoever. Although there's scientists and stuff out there that are worried about it. Most of them are fucking dumbasses, smooth brains. What do we care what they gotta say, right? And then it's like we almost got into World War III because Nancy Pelosi took a trip to Taiwan so she could figure out the semiconductor game, because she was doing a semiconductor bill and then her husband was buying into NVIDIA like a dumbass. Like, why would you buy into NVIDIA? NVIDIA makes fucking GPUs and graphics cards, and sure, they also make chips for major gaming consoles and things of that nature, but they're still nothing compared to like some of these other bigger manufacturers like Intel and shit. They're not going to invest a bunch of fucking government money into Apple Silicon, so, they don't really have too many options, and it's not like RISC-V computing is going anywhere, so it just sounds stupid, We're going to be taxing our asses, we're going to hand China and a bunch of foreign countries a bunch of money for technologies and renewables. Oh yeah, we're going to get solar panels, all that shit, but they don't get made in the USA, they go get made in China, so we're just going to be handing them more money after they already cut off all their climate talks and everything just because Nancy Pelosi needed to go over to fucking Taiwan to figure out how the microprocessor game works. So now that old Nancy knows, she ain't gonna make that mistake again because her and her hubby lost a pretty penny. Yeah. They lost a pretty penny. Yeah, dude. A pretty penny. I think about it every day. I think about that shit every day, dude. I think about it every day. Not really. I think about them big, thick titties Nancy Pelosi's got every day. I think about that every day. Just kidding. I mean, it sounds like they're really just trying to tax firearms. They're trying to tax everything. And, this is all it's really going to be. It's a tax. Like, So how is this going to affect inflation? It's supposed to reduce it. That's the idea of the bill. And I guess I can't say that from what I've seen in the news and these articles that I've learned that, I guess that's what's going to happen. But I don't know. I don't really fucking know, dude. Sounds really fucking stupid to me. Yeah. Sounds really fucking weird to me, honestly. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck, man? Like, what the fuck, dude? So, they're going to spend a bunch more money. I guess we'll just have to sit back and wait to see if this increases inflation or decreases inflation. Because they're talking about giving us tax credits for renewables. Oh, yeah. Solar panels. You get tax credits on your taxes. Get an electric car. You get tax credits on your black taxes. Huh. And where are those going to happen? Well, I mean, electric cars, all that money goes to China and other countries, right? Because we got to mine all that lithium and shit for them. So General Motors is just taking your money and giving it to some overseas corporation that's manufacturing their computer chips and shit. I mean, goddamn. It just doesn't make any sense. So, well, I guess get ready for global maximum enforcement of everything, and then Oh yeah, there's going to be some global maximum enforcement of something over here. I don't know what it's going to be, though. I don't know what it's going to be, though. But I do know it's going to be bad, probably. Yeah. It's probably going to be bad. And before I leave, I'll show you guys my new toy. My new toy. Yep. So, that's pretty much it for that tax shit, you know? Taxes be gay. Taxes, they be gay. Taxes, they suck. I hate taxes. You don't like taxes, but I still pay my taxes. I just hate them because I have to pay them. But whatever, dude. Buy drum mags and ammo now. And then, I mentioned it earlier at the beginning of the show, but I figured, since we're on live stream, I can't actually pick it up and show it to you directly because it is against the YouTube terms of service to hold the firearm in a live stream in any condition. So, if you're doing some kind of, drill for ROTC and you got a dead M14 that you're doing drill with, can't be on a live stream. But it says that, you can't show pre-recorded videos and photos or whatever, but I did spend a little time today working on something myself because I've been wanting to do it for a while. And I got a pretty good... Yeah, what's going on over here? Something's sticking to something. So, I decided to go buy me a kit and build me something. Because, it's not illegal or whatever. And this is America. Ooh, this is America. But yeah, I went and bought a whole Glock 17 9mm kit. If me and Glenn were friends, I'm sure he'd be proud of me. Probably. Or whatever. But yeah, I did spend some time. I actually did it this morning or whatever. I went together. I got a PF 90 frame. Or Polymer 80, whatever that shit is or whatever. We got the Polymer 80 frame. Picked that shit up. Drilled the holes out on it with my fucking drill that I use for work every day. And shit. So, I still got, there's the chuck. There's my Milwaukee chuck right there. So, yeah, I drilled out the holes and shit. And then I had to, cut these little fucking pieces off of it or whatever. So, I was like, fine. I did that shit. So, I went through, cut them suckers off. And I just used some fucking, plier snips that I bought from Harbor Freight to get that down. And then I also got me a Dremel so I could Dremel that down so that it looked really nice and polished it up. Yeah, I just kind of built a frame and then got everything together on the inside of it so that I could actually go with it. So, I assembled the whole entire thing from basically scratch, put together all the springs and everything. And it was yeah, pretty easily. Pretty nice, actually. But yeah, that's what it looks like right there. All put together. The whole kit. So it's got, aftermarket slide with the little venting ports on it. I got the night glow, raised sights or whatever for good target acquisition. And then I got a Tripcon or something like that optic on the top of it. But the upper receiver is milled for it, so it doesn't sit up super high or anything weird like that. And I can co-witness the red dot with the sights if I would like to. And it's got a full rail over here in the front too. And then it came with the compensator. It came with the compensator and the red dot. Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty cool actually. It's actually pretty nice though. So then I had to buy a out of the waistband holster for it because I built this because it's not going to be this isn't my daily carry firearm or whatever like that. I just carry my Taurus for that shit or whatever. Yeah, so, but yeah, it's 80%er. It's 80%er that we, just built all the way up. And these things, it's based on, I think, a Glock 17, which is a pretty good one, Gen 3. It's got all the parts and stuff of it. Yeah. So, I gotta go order a holster for it that's going to fit with that. But I also want to get a holster that's going to allow me to maybe use a light on it, A light. But for more or less, this is for when I go to Rifle Pistol League, like I've been shooting my G3C for my Pistol League stuff for a while now. And I figured it was time to, get like something a little bit more upgraded. And instead of just, buying something, I figured I would just build one. Because, that seems to be easier. Yeah, I really want to get one of those Kel-Tec P50s, but I can't find one. I mean, I can find them on like Gunbroker and shit like that, but I don't want to do all that shit. I just want to go walk into a store, buy it, do my background check and shit, leave, right? I don't have to do extra shit, like, but nobody out here has them. But, the second, if I, like, walk into a store and, I'm just, like, looking at some guns or whatever, and I see a P50, I'm buying that shit, for sure. Buying it immediately. But, yeah, it's gonna be cool. Yeah, I hope to do a I'm probably gonna take some video of me doing all the first shots and stuff, but there's still things that I don't know, and I wish I was still friends with Glenn, because I would ask him. Because he seems to be the right person to ask because he's a Glock armor or whatever. But I don't know. My slide is funky. Is it funky? It's funky. Like, I can take the top slide off without, if the trigger has been pulled, I can take the top slide off. I don't have to fuck with this right here. But it is on the little springy latchy thingy, but I can just fucking rip the shit off. Yeah. So it just looks like I could take it out. Which I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to work. I thought you were supposed to, like, do the press back, and then, pull the thing down, and then let it forward, and then you can pull it off. But yeah, it's not working like that. So there's probably some more shit that I need to do. Probably should have had a Glock first. A regular Glock, but whatever. I'm going to the range place tomorrow, and I'm handing it to a gunsmith so he could take a look at it and make sure I did everything right. Which he already told me he would do. So, yeah, and then I'll test fire it tomorrow. But there's nowhere for me, or there is a place for me to do it here. I just didn't feel like it. But yeah, it was pretty easy, man. It only took me like an hour or two. I think it took me like 2 hours actually, because I spent a little bit, like making sure I watched all the videos, and then I had to find some videos to assemble the parts that, I was just like, oh, well, how do I put together this thing? I don't know. Gotta look that shit up. Bro. But yeah, it's gonna be good to go, I think, actually. So yeah, you can check that shit out. That's gonna be our next thing. That's gonna be our next thing. And I think it'll be fun. It'll be funny. Just people will be like, dang, he's kind of stepped it up. But I feel like it's really not that difficult. As long as, you have all of the right parts. It should just work, right? Like, just don't put the wrong put the wrong parts. Put them together right. And there's like big ass like mats and shit that they have all of the parts and how they break down and stuff. So, you just like, yeah, new ATF rules go into place pretty soon. So make sure you do yourself up. Make sure you do yourself a favor. You get yourself one. But either way, that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. Glad to be back here with you and of service, and we'll be definitely watching what the fuck is happening with all this bullshit with the IRS and this inflationary tax spending bill that's going to lower inflation. We really, 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 really hope, because if we start seeing stimulus checks and shit for monkeypox and stuff, the whole kit caboodle's going ass up. No pun intended. On that one, I did it, and I didn't even think about it, and I'm sorry. Just, it is what it is. So, thank you. Come again. Hope you have a nice day now. Bye bye. Word. Bonsoir, Elliot. Bye. See you later. Oh, lunchies. What lunchies? What, you little hot tamale, Lunchy? Did you miss the being on the show? You didn't want to be on the show? Where were you the whole entire show? The whole entire show. I had a spot for you right here. And you're just, in the bed, laying down, licking your pooners because you're in heat. She's like, yeah, Daddy, I'm a hot girl. She's like, let me outside to see Bingo. You're like, but who's going to take care of all the babies? We's not going to do it. Am I going to do it? Then how am I supposed to make money, Lunchy? I'm going to be there with you and your 37 puppies. Oh, she's a good girl. Yeah, Lunchy's still alive too. She's just in heat, so she's being a little... She's being a little strange. Bye! Bye.